What's up everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Resident Roleplay. This is a show where a group of friends and I get together and play homebrewed tabletop RPG set in the world of Resident Evil. I'm your host and GM, and welcome back everybody.
Yo.
How we doing?
Hey, yo.
Hello.
Doing all right.
Yeah, I think we were having a bunch of fun beforehand. Lots of interesting discussions. But it is time, I think it's about time to play. Apologies, audience-wise, we can't seem to keep a consistent schedule for Prometheus, so our start times have been all over the place, but due to some scheduling conflicts, we're starting a tad bit earlier again. But hopefully we could get through some good stuff here. You guys are fast approaching the end of this storyline, and yeah, we'll see how much you can get through tonight. So, let me go ahead and jump us right into things then. Previously on Resident Roleplay. In pursuit of your former ally, Emil Johansson, on his company's island headquarters, you entered the main facility and killed his chief researcher, Annabelle Campbell. Beneath that facility, you found captive test subjects and massive quantities of viral storage. Appearing in illusory form, Emil justified his experiments and revealed his master plan to elevate this island into the upper atmosphere and detonate his entire viral supply, releasing it globally. Leaving the facility, you made your way through the nighttime fog and forest to the greenhouse, where you encountered the 5 Alcipae, these monstrous clones confiscated from Katara's secret laboratory. After killing 4 of them, you used a P-30 device crafted by Nuria to chemically bring the 5th one under mind control. So the final Alcipae now obeys Kevin's commands. You then gathered supplies, healed your own wounds fully, thanks to the immense herb farm that you're sitting on, and found a handwritten note from Dr. Annabelle Campbell, revealing her status as an undercover CIA operative who was torn between her loyalties. But as you prepared to leave the greenhouse for the office building on the north side of the island, Kevin's mental state worsened from the maddening fog. So, the party now stands in the stillness of the squeaky clean greenhouse storage room. To your knowledge, there are 2 exits to this building. There's a dock door at the far end of this storage hall, as well as the front entrance from which you first came.
Should we check out the dock door, see if we can find another vehicle?
Well, there don't seem to be any vehicles inside here.
Did we see that?
So it's like the loading docks.
Yeah.
It's where a truck would back up to unload.
Yeah.
But did we see it outside that dock door on the way in?
When you're on the way in, you didn't see any vehicles nearby the dock door.
Okay. But have you been over on that side of the building at least?
I think you guys
Just
took a
check it
look
out.
at it. If I recall correctly. I'm not 100% sure though.
Well, might as well check it out now, just for short.
I
don't really want to go through the freaking decontamination zone again.
Okay, so you guys are just gonna open up the dock door here and just go out that way.
I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
So, whoever's taking the lead, I would assume Scorpion maybe, if you're bringing it up.
Probably just like start heading that direction. But once we get into marching formation, he's going to take the rear again.
Right. So you walk over, you find there is a switch on the wall that operates the dock door. You press it, it opens up, and you see the outside again. Again, there's a bit of a drop from here to the ground level. But there's nothing out there, no vehicles, no nothing. Some lights from the outside of the facility illuminate a bit of the fog that's immediately outside. But you don't see much else. Again, it's nighttime still, and it's now moving into the very late hours of the night. So it's really dark out there and really foggy.
That's right. We also took like a short rest as well, so it's even later.
Now, quick head count, or I should say madness count. How's everybody's points doing?
I'm at 4. I think Inya's at 2, if I remember right.
Chauncey's at 3.
I have 0.
Right.
Oh, wait. No, did she go to... No, wait. I think she's at the same as Chauncey. I think she went to 3.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
Did
we
you
were both at 3.
Did you get like something last time? I'm trying to remember.
She has like a... friends.
Oh,
right,
that's right, you
yeah,
said
yeah.
friends.
She had got a fixation on that.
That was her second one, though.
Yeah, that was the one
Yeah,
she
but
got
we
down under
just
the
got that one.
labs. That was under
Did
the
she not get to
labs.
3 then?
I think the original one, we all got a point except for Scorpion. And then
I don't have a
the
point.
second one, I know, except for you.
Yeah.
And the second one, I think you passed. No. The second one I passed. The third one I failed, and I think that's the one that you passed on. And
Well,
then
I'm
this
looking.
one,
Yeah, I'm looking back
all
at.
failed
I
on it
just looked back up through the rolls because I remember it was the last thing we rolled at the end of the last session was that madness,
Mhm.
and so
Right.
yeah, she did get a passing roll on that one, so she should be at 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Because yeah, that was the one that Chauncey just failed to get up to 3.
Mhm.
But other than that, you guys were on par. Okay, good to know. Good to know.
I've been putting them on my death saves.
hmm And also of note for Kevin's sake, you do, because with the last madness point you got, you gained a point of fatigue, and so that one just gives you disadvantage on mobility checks and saves. So something to keep in mind if you ever have to make those.
Are attacks mobility checks?
No, checks and attacks are
Skill
categorized
checks.
differently.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think that's later. I think it's like fatigue 2 or 3.
Okay, so the dock doors are open though. The way is open to you.
All right, we're heading northwest towards the offices.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I think that's our next objective.
Take the road or go through the forest, because it'd be faster to go through the forest. But forest.
Aren't you afraid of the forest?
Me? No.
Are you sure? Because you got attacked like twice.
I got attacked in the forest and on the road.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Well, so the entire party starts funneling out of the greenhouse, but as everybody goes on ahead, dropping over the ledge, the brief height from the dock door to the ground level, Kevin, you kind of linger behind for a moment as you watch everybody leave. Just kind of still, and you feel a presence. You're not sure if it's paranoia, but you linger for a moment and look around. And you see, in that moment, you see Emil in one corner of the room, walking towards you. And he says, Kevin, here we are again.
Yes, here we are.
Still as weak and futile in your efforts as you've ever been.
Weak? Feudal? What do you know about me? You know nothing.
Oh, I know quite a bit. I worked quite closely with you for a time. And I know what I saw.
What do you mean, what you saw?
I see a man that cannot do what is necessary.
There's a difference between a cold between being cold and callous and being a man with a heart, or the difference between a man with a heart and being incompetent.
Let's see how far that heart gets you then. In the midst of everything that you're facing. Let's see how much that conviction of yours is worth. And he rapidly walks towards you, and he reaches out his hand and clutches you by the throat. And you feel his grip tightening around your neck before he rips out your larynx, and you feel extraordinary pain as you fall to your knees, and blood gushes out of the wound and drips all over your hands and forms a pool of blood at your feet. You want to scream, but you have no cords in your neck to do so that aren't bleeding profusely. And you are stopping and just gagging on your own blood as it spills forth from that opening.
What does the party see during this?
The rest of you just went out the dock door, and he was alone for this time. But does anybody stop and linger for a moment and think they might notice that he would have been gone?
Because Scorpion's waiting for everyone to pass before he goes, so he can be at the end of the
Gotcha. So in that
marching
case,
orders. Like I think he's giving like a few moments before he's just like, all right, come on, Kevin, let's go.
And then as you look back, you see him collapsed on the floor.
Because like, how high is it? Like, do I see? Like, the
I was gonna say, did you already go off the ledge? Or I assume you're sticking
Yeah, he's
back.
down on the ledge.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, if he went over the ledge, then yeah, you can't quite see him
he's
immediately. But you would notice, yeah, that he's been like a minute or two, and he's still not caught up.
Just gonna like look back at the rest of the party. He's like, I'm assuming moving on ahead.
And you're just waiting.
He's gonna be like, let me go check out Kevin right quick. And they're gonna climb up, and I can climb on a bonus action.
Right. So yeah, you climb up, and yeah, you see Kevin collapsed on his knees and leaning over on the floor, clutching at his throat.
He's immediately just gonna rush over and just like, oh, Kevin's down, and yell back to the rest of the party and rush up to him.
And your Volk's back up.
You hear him just gagging, and those straining voice noises I made earlier.
Yeah, he sounds like he's utterly choking.
Does it like we don't see the blood though?
Looking around, you don't see any blood.
I was like, gonna first look around to see if there's any like threat immediately nearby.
Perception check.
Can I assist with like situational awareness?
Oh yeah, sure thing. Yeah. Could either give
I'll let you.
Scorpion advantage or.
I'm pretty sure he's got a pretty good perception.
It's decent.
I'll allow you to roll advantage if that's okay.
Yeah, I'll take advantage. I have a 6 modifier.
So do I.
Okay. So this is for both of us.
13. Yeah, Chauncey, Scorpion. You both.
Actually, I have a minimum of 16.
Right, minimum 16. Yeah, so you both take a look around. Yeah, the area seems clear. Besides, for a moment, you see a little movement out of the corner of your eye. You whip around, level your rifle, but you see it's just that Al-Shapeh that's standing by.
Right. It's following him.
Yeah, as it's still nearby to him, just like looking around and just.
Damn it. Nearly blew your head off. Going back to, because like he has no medical skills. Just like trying to snap him out of it, just like Kevin, get up.
Kevin, you at clutching at your throat and seeing this pool of blood dripping from your neck to the floor below you, you just see Emil's boots leaving little footprints in the blood, and then walk away before a new set of boots steps into them. And then you feel a hand start to shake you and rouse you. And as you blink, all the blood is gone by the time you open your eyes before you. Your throat still feels tight, but it doesn't feel wounded. And it's completely dry. No moisture on your hands. Besides the sweat.
Get up.
As Scorpion shakes him, he coughs.
You also take 3 points of cerebral damage.
No.
Oh no, brain damage.
Oh, right in the brain.
Aneurysm.
No. Good thing Chauncey didn't come there and pick you up.
Gonna let.
So I need to test something really quick because I realized I forgot to test it.
Oh, right.
You are not a robot.
I'm not a robot.
No, you might have to do the thing again.
Well, yeah, you can get that taken care of as the scene plays out. Hopefully.
Emil.
Where?
I saw him. He's not here. I think it was an illusion. My throat. Blood everywhere.
You cut your throat?
He tore out my larynx.
Damn. It's pretty intense.
No shit.
Are you alright?
Yeah. I'm fine.
Scorpion's gonna like kneel down and kind of help him up and like give him a shoulder to walk with and walk him towards the edge.
No. Thank you, but no, I'm good. It was just an illusion.
We gotta get going.
Yeah.
The longer we stay, the more that's gonna happen. We gotta get rid of him fast.
We need to get there soon. He stands back up and just briskly walks towards the exit.
Understood. You both walk to the edge. You're able to drop down out into the fog, feeling the dirt and grass beneath your feet as you return to the outdoors. So, y'all continuing along the path, heading for your next destination?
Yeah.
Scorpion's keeping like an extra keen eye out in case like anything happens. He's just an extra alert.
Right. Well, give us a marching order then. I know Scorpion's in the back. Where's everybody else?
Chauncey's gonna take lead. Can I mount my Hydra on my Vanguard, and because it has the flashlight, use it as like an automated flashlight in front of me?
Sure, I'll allow
Like
it.
where the little arm's sticking up, just pointing the gun around the flashlight. Okay.
Yeah. I'll allow that.
Okay. I will
gonna have
take the lead.
Kevin stick next to Scorpion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kevin, Scorpion, bring up the rear. Enyo somewhere in the middle.
And there's in metal, probably.
You're almost an Enyo sandwich.
No,
What?
We should just do a cube. We got the 4 of us in a square formation. 2 robots.
Two in front, 2 in the
The
back.
cube stands for party cube.
Yeah,
Party
party cubed. You guys can if you want. Yeah, if you want to make a cube formation.
Let's do a party cube.
2 in front, 2 in
Yeah,
back.
let's
I don't
go.
know if I've ever seen
Yeah.
this marching order.
Yeah. Well, usually we have more party members. But
Fair.
2 metal people in front and then 2 squishy people in back.
Actually, it'd be like a 5 piece because we got
That's right. We have the freaking.
That's true.
The guitar
There's-
could be in the middle.
Yeah.
There you
Making
go.
the manifold logo.
It is very much the manifold logo. All right, so you all come into formation. Kevin, you command the Alshape to stand in center, and you all proceed onwards into the fog. First off, there is a bit of a noticeable difference physically at this point for all of you. As you could feel, of course, you acclimated to it after a while, but you can still, if you take a moment to think about it, realize that this island is still ascending.
Yeah.
And the air is getting quite thin. So at this point, I need everybody to make Constitution saving throws as you begin your march.
Oh, my favorite.
Man.
Yeah.
Mobility.
Yeah, you got this,
Constitution.
Scorpion.
Ah. You know me with my tons of constitution and high health.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a save, not a sace. Oh yeah. I'm
4,
They're
yeah.
Concise.
Yeah, so Scorpion, you gain 1 point of fatigue. Everybody else is good.
Man. That's
Oh,
not
wow.
that's not good at all.
At least I don't have another point of.
I mean,
fatigue.
like you're making up for all the mad.
Yeah, it's true. All the madness you didn't get.
Yeah.
You got it just all in one go.
So, for that you are feeling absolutely exhausted as it's taking more breathing to get the same amount of physicality out of your own body.
Look, you can see him just like start to like as he's watching or like walking and keeping an eye out. Like every now and then he just starts to like kind of nod off and just like. He just like his head just keeps dipping.
This is going on, and you all still knowing that you have a mission to do, pressing onward, soldiering forward. Chauncey, well, all of you would hear, tuning into the same comms frequencies, but directed at you, you do hear a new voice come in over the radio, with a little bit of static at first, just before you hear, Director Clancy, this is Bambi flying Bone 159er. Come in, over.
I hear you.
I'm approaching designated coordinates, but I don't have eyes on a target. There's just water, over.
You're not flying high enough.
You have an elevation on that, over?
Up.
Can you figure out how high we are?
I'll say, yeah, Enyo probably has instruments. Make a survival check with Enyo.
Oh.
Ooh,
Do we
that's
really
an interesting.
want this guy to bomb the island, though?
Uh,
Leave that over there. Out of
It
character.
might help. It might help the spread not as lethal as what it could be.
Bomb the
crap.
office.
Well,
I will say with an 8. With an 8. You
8?
don't quite
Oh.
have precise, even though you would have altimeter type instrumentation within your form. You don't quite get a precise measurement right now, as something about this environment is causing your measurements to go a little haywire. So while it's not too precise, you do reckon at the very least that you are, especially just seeing the way the rest of your allies are behaving, that you think like the last time you might have checked in on it, which would have been a while ago, you would have gotten a reading like somewhere in excess of 5,000 feet. So wherever you are now must be much higher than that, but you can at least give a sort of minimum.
We're at cruise height right now. Cruising altitude.
And that
Robot?
that would kill people.
There you go.
You are a robot.
I cannot give an accurate estimate. However, I can at least provide a minimum of 5,000 feet.
And Zenyo transmit that over the comms.
Yes.
And you just hear, copy that. En route. I'll start searching. The coordinates roughly the same area?
Crap. Did we feel any sideways momentum?
I don't think we'd be able to tell.
I'm pretty sure we felt some sideways momentum at one point.
I'll say,
Did we?
make a perception check. Can't see.
Crap. Wait, no, perception's not bad for me. Yeah. Oh, definitely
Whoa.
not bad for me right now.
Ooh, there it is.
All right, nat 20. So, yeah, you, with the way you stop for a moment, just to feel, and you recognize that initial upwards thrust when you guys first started ascending, and you recognize that that's been a sort of constant. And just feeling for it now, it does seem like there is the faintest bit of momentum that kind of throws you off your step if you test it, but it's not a lot. So you reckon it might be at different coordinates, but it's the size of an island. It would probably not be moving so far that'd be difficult to find from there.
Do we have like GPSs on us? Does any have a little built-in GPS tracker?
I would say
I think
that's
that's what you checked earlier.
I would say
Was it?
not
Oh, no,
quite
that's
to
up
that
later.
level of precision. Yeah, not internally, unless you have an item of some sort.
I'll relay back to the pilot is I'm calling off the airstrike, but I still want to be found. Find us. We're here. We're moving, and we're up. Like, gotta locate us.
And he says, "Copy that, sir. I'll be on the lookout. Over and
Back
out."
me when you find us. Thank you. I'll end transmission. Just wait for him to communicate back that he's located us, and then I'll debate because by the time he locates us, it could already be exploded anyways.
All right, so you all press onwards as you await that response.
Yes.
All right, continue your march, following the path and knowing the general layout of this island. You do know where to make your turn in order to set yourself on the way to the main offices, the only building you have yet to explore. So, as you make your way to administration, I'll have 2 people roll a d20 this time.
Oh no, not two.
Well, who's
And
gonna
then
roll?
I'll
I got
pick my
dibs. I
favorite.
still have yet
Okay,
to do one.
Joe, you
I
can
would
roll one.
also like to get dibs.
All right, Rose, you also roll one.
Double
Crap.
dips.
Why did I get to 20?
Is high or low good though?
Oh crap!
Oh, double threes.
Is that good?
I have no idea.
It's double good or double bad.
I know that 12 was good. 12 was good at one point.
So you hear those series of birds that just flew by, evidently. And it spooks you a little bit because the forest has been dead silent otherwise. And everything with the fog that surrounds you is just still. Only being able to see so far in front. And even then, just the beam of light that you have cutting across as the mechanized mount on Chauncey's shoulder swivels as he turns his gaze. You press onwards in this creepy solitude. But just knowing that the 4 of you and your new creature companion are together and within sight of one another is enough to feel a bit more secure in this otherwise precarious and extraordinarily dangerous environment. And so you press on, knowing your goal. And it's not by virtue of the thickness of this fog, it's not until you're within 15 feet that you see the walls of a very tall building. massive 3-story office building. The many windows around the first 2 floors. And looking up, you can kind of see just at the edge of the fog in your visibility, if you shine your light right at it, the start of what looks like floor-to-ceiling windows on the 3rd. And just figuring your position in space, you reckon this must be the administrative offices.
Well, this looks like the last building.
We're here.
It's time to end this.
Remember, there's still Scalvo you have to deal with. We haven't met him yet.
Chauncey kicks in the door.
There's a pair of double glass doors at the front. You try to kick it, and it's just boom. Your foot kind of bounces right off. The whole thing reverberates, but doesn't break or crack. This is pretty solid. This is pretty solid glass, but there is the card reader beside it that has the number 2 displayed.
I grab the card and then swipe.
Beep. Your release. And the doors.
Did the
are
one
open
door
to
not
you.
open? Did I at least break the hinges on the one door? Dang it.
Yeah, look before you leap, Chauncey.
Chauncey kicks the door open now.
I'm gonna say that's in character.
It is a pull.
Chauncey pulls it and kicks it the rest of the way open. once he
It crashes
both
against
toes.
the outside wall as you kick it to swivel it all the way open.
Just like grab my suit and tighten up and walk in the door. I feel better now.
All right. So, with that dramatic entrance, you enter into the main hallway on the first floor. And you, looking around, you see, first off, an interesting scene. The layout is pretty straightforward. You see elevator doors on the far end. And on your left side, you see some doors, as well as like some that and a sort of entryway that looks to lead into a tiled floor area. Looks like the bathrooms based on the labeling. And then on your right side, you have a few more doors. But littering this hallway is a bit of a scene. There are bullet casings and dust all over the floor. And you see blood spatters and bullet holes dotting the wall. And despite all this blood, there aren't a lot of bodies remaining, save for one that is dressed in sort of black tactical gear and has a sniper rifle in hand and is just lying face down on the floor.
In the middle of the room?
Yeah, just out in the middle of the hall.
I'm gonna say Kevin walks over to the body and he turns the body over and just check it.
Flip the
See
body
face.
over. You see that they're wearing like a bit of a sort of beanie around their head, or it's kind of more like a ski mask kind of thing, but it's not covering their face. And you see a very strong, masculine-looking face, very solid-jawed figure. Don't necessarily recognize him. At least not to Kevin.
Or a guy.
Can I investigate like the bullets on the ground and see if they're still warm to the touch?
Sure, I would say that there'd be no check required for that. I would say clutching the bullets, they don't seem warm to the touch that they've been fired that recently. That still could be fairly recent, but not, this wasn't like within the last few minutes sort of thing. And you reckon you probably would have heard it if it was.
But
still could have been.
I walk up to
the body with the loaded rifle, but that's about it.
Yeah, I walk over to that body as well.
I'm gonna have Kevin loot it.
All right. You search the body. You find, obviously they're carrying a sniper rifle in hand. You also have a sidearm, an M9, and a combat knife on them. They have like comms, it seems, basic comms devices, earpiece, all that. Chauncey and Kevin are over by this body.
Does the body have like dog tags?
Doesn't seem to have any identification that you can detect, just patting it down, searching its pockets. Did you say, Lauren?
Any kind of oh, go ahead.
I was like, Scorpion's gonna like, once everyone else is approaching, he's gonna approach as well.
Okay. You approach as well, steadily.
Is there any badge markings on the uniform?
No, the uniform is decidedly blank. It doesn't have any logo or anything of the sort. It's completely, and again, the individual had no kind of an identification on them. This is like completely blank. Does not seem like something or someone that wanted to be identified. That being said,
so
as Scorpion approaches, you recognize this
Yeah.
person on sight. You probably even smirk or chuckle to yourself a little bit upon recognizing who it is. Just based on the nature of it, because this is Mr. T.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming he was undercover.
It's hard to tell. You don't know what his assignment might have been, but you do see he's all geared up right now.
Yeah.
He seems to, and you just see him surrounded by these bullet casings.
And nothing else. Are the bullet casings, are they all 7.62?
Yeah.
And 7.62.
Well, at least loaded in his. Yeah, his weapons are loaded with 7.62 and 9mm.
The bullet casings on the ground, are they his bullets or are they something else?
Looking at the bullet casings on the ground, they seem to be a mix. You see some 7.62, you see some 9mm, you see some 5.56.
Mm-hmm.
There was a firefight here for sure.
Does it look like it was a firefight towards this one individual, or does it look like there was a firefight towards a specific other individual?
That'll be an investigation check.
That I would like to do.
Try and discern that level of detail.
Could I help him?
Sure. Yeah, Scorpion also doing some detective work. Go ahead and roll with advantage.
Yeah,
then.
just gonna see. Just trying to figure out like what Mr. T's role was in this.
You want advantage on
Oh,
it,
advantage
do you
on
want
Chauncey,
to roll
or
around?
yeah, or Scorpion
Yeah.
can roll.
I think I have a higher investigation.
Good.
So I have a
do
very high
I?
investigation.
Oh,
Yep.
so you want me to roll advantage then?
I'll roll my own advantage. Or my own investigation.
Yeah.
You're saying that you have a higher one.
I have a very high investigation.
Okay. That was one thing I went into and never ended up using properly.
24.
Okay, yeah. Chauncey tries to apply some of his old detective skills, but Scorpion's way ahead of you on this one. And immediately gets to work examining the ballistics and the casings on the floor, just trying to put together the geometry of the firefight that must have taken place here. And what you recognize immediately is that there was a sort of direction to this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was pushing inward, another line must have been holding outwards. And Yeah, what you recognize is this agent must have been trying to push inward, and there must have been some sort of firing line that was holding this choke point.
Who's not there anymore?
It's not there anymore, but you brush up some of the dust that's on the ground, and you realize there's some good. You rub it between your fingers. There's some good solidity to it, and you remember how some of these individuals that you have defeated already just kind of turned. They dissipate into fog, but then there's like a material dust and residue that they sometimes leave behind.
Mm-hmm.
So you reckon some of the blood on the walls may not be entirely from one side, but the bodies of one side are just no longer present in that form.
Yeah.
So just judging by the mess that you see before you, it seems like this must have been an interesting trade, because you have one casualty on one side and possibly many on the other, just judging by the amount of dust and bullet holes and everything that you see around you. So you don't with that investigation check, you do also take note of some of the blood trails and some of the spatters. Some people just got blasted across the walls. You do notice there are some blood trails that seem to retreat out of the front doors.
Like blasted back, like he got shot right coming in.
Not necessarily coming in, but was in the hall, but like dragged themselves backwards. And there's blood trails of someone who might have gotten wounded and then
Going back out the front door?
went back out the front door.
There might be another one. Hold on. Gonna follow those blood trails?
All right. I'll say survival check once you get outside.
Kevin looks down
nice.
at the corpse and shakes his head. Whoever this guy was, I pity him.
No, there's really no need. It's a 9!
You kind of lose the trail once it gets outside. It just blends in with the dirt. Nobody pities
He's just
Mr.
gonna
T.
like. Just gonna.
Oh, good.
He's just gonna yell out real quick, just like, "Hey!"
Your voice echoes into the forest a bit.
When Chauncey hears him holler, "Hey," he kind of turns around and goes up to him and asks him, "What are you haying about?"
There's another. I think there might be another body around here, or at least, or somebody. Somebody at one point was alive enough to drag themselves out of the room.
Do I see this blood trail that he's following?
Outside or inside?
Like, as I come
can-
up to him, I'm assuming he's going to be pointing at it.
Yeah,
I'll say, yeah, survival roll for Chauncey then as well.
because I can show the obvious one on the inside that's just being dragged through the door, but once we get outside, I lose it.
Ooh, 14. Oh, Chauncey has some survival.
Hey.
Yeah. That's why I looked. I was like, maybe I can help.
You pick up the trail again where Scorpion must have lost it. And you point out some of the glint in the blades of grass, as well as
Oh, he went that way.
some of the prints that you see around them as well. Pair of feet, multiple pair of feet. Looks like 2. And followed into the forest a little bit, but with a 14, also lose it a short while after, once it gets into a bit more natural terrain.
Is this survival?
This was,
We're
yeah.
gonna
Or is
go
this
deep.
investigation?
This was, this was survival once it went outside.
Can I see if Ender can pick up with her
I'll say
flat D20?
we've already had two checks on this one trail. I will say, yeah, I would say no unless you have proficiency.
Oh,
Dang,
So we're not all piling on here.
But we have a little bit of a better idea where they went.
Yeah, you reckon, but again, this is an old trail you're also tracking.
Yeah.
You know that they must have retreated into the forest. It's anyone's guess where they've gone from there.
Sorry, but looks like I can't keep track of the trail here. And it's just getting too dark. I'd say we better search more in the morning.
I don't know if there's gonna be a morning.
There's going to be a morning. I pat him on the shoulder and walk back. I kind of just grab him on the outside of the shoulder and then walk back toward the building.
He'll take one moment, just like looking out into the forest, and then turn back around and follow.
Understood. So, heading back inside. You all are back into the main hall. What's the course of action? Got door and a bathroom on your left-hand side. You've got 2 doors on your right, and an elevator at the far end.
Oh, good, because Kevin needs to use the bathroom.
All right.
Is it gonna be awkward bathroom time again?
yeah. Yet again, in every
Sword fight.
in every facility, you have to use the facilities, of course.
Of course.
So naturally, Kevin makes his way into the bathroom.
Okay,
How many? Just real quick. How many rounds were on that rifle? I'm just gonna grab that real quick.
It was partly spent. He had about 4 rounds left in the mag.
That's fine.
Is it a specific kind of rifle? What is it? What rifle is it?
It is a M24.
I had that at one point. It's not bad, actually. I think it's better than the International.
Did you already take the bullets out of this gun?
Yeah, I took the bullets out of. I took the 7.62 out of the sniper rifle.
Dang it.
You
Chauncey
say
picks
it's
up the
better
gun
than
and
the
dry fires it.
International.
I think the M24 is better than the accuracy because I think I swapped out the accuracy.
No, I think
for
the accuracy is a bit
M24.
better. I think the accuracy is a plus
Is
2.
it? Okay.
Yeah, and I think the M24 is a plus 1 in a player character's hands.
Okay.
But yeah, Chauncey picks up the gun and dry fires it.
Gotcha.
You want one? Just like hold out a single round of 7.62.
Nah, I'm not a big rifle guy. I'd chuck it on the ground. I just wanted to shoot a bullet. Yeah.
That goes throughout the hall. Kevin, you follow the tiled floors into the bathroom area, and I need you to make either an athletics or an acrobatics check with disadvantage.
Oh,
Oh
Well-
no, the bathroom's moving up.
definitely acrobatics.
Can
Well,
I,
let's do disadvantage anyway.
is there any sort of way I can assist with this?
You going into the men's bathroom?
Again, the men's bathroom?
She don't care. Is there no way I can assist with this?
That's a 10.
Okay.
And you're pretty quick
10.
at reacting.
Okay.
Oh, what is that?
What's that?
What is it?
Seriousness in your voice.
So, Kevin, you enter the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
The urinal comes to life and attacks you.
I'm just hoping that you wore your brown pants.
And immediately, there's a blur of motion that comes from around the corner as you enter into the main area of urinals and stalls. There's a blur of motion. You have one of your weapons, probably your rifle, at the ready, and you attempt to react, but before you even can, you are instantly disarmed and pinned against the wall as a karambit comes up to your throat.
Then runs in.
Who
Enyo,
are you?
hearing the commotion, begins to move along, and as soon as there's a moment for
Scorpion
this
follows as well.
sudden intensity to die down, you realize you're looking in the face of Justin Scalvo. And the grip
Scalvo.
loosens, and he's just like, Kevin backs up a bit. What are you doing here?
In your aim to magnum at Scar.
Before he even
Kevin,
notices
move this
anybody,
back up.
before he even
Kevin,
notices
move
anybody coming around the corner, just gun to the head. He looks aside and realizes that they're not alone. But Kevin, you're holding your hand out.
Yeah, like Enyo. Easy. I know this guy. I mean,
She looks at him, looks at Scar.
technically, he's the enemy in this situation, but I like him.
Understood. She readies the magnum.
Scalvo, and this is, I think, Enyo's first time meeting him.
Yeah.
And
Of course.
you see him, he's in his late 30s now. He's aged a bit over the course of this, the time you've known him. He's about average height, but he's very well built, high and tight, buzz cut hair, wearing a kind of green uniform with the Greenhouse Solutions branded body armor. And in just this heavy tactical gear. But he looks grizzled right now. He is just covered in dirt and dust and grime. There's some dried blood that looks to have been like kind of cleaned off as he's been in this bathroom, licking his wounds, and some wrap and bandages around one hand. He looks like he's been through the ringer. But he's holding this karambit now and has loosened his grip on Kevin and seems to be just standing by in confusion right now.
So first of all, I mean, it's good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah,
Like,
it's... Huh.
Enyo is very confused.
Last time you
Just
came
like,
here.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Who is this?
Has everybody else funneled in at this point, or is it still just
At
Kevin?
this point,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would assume whenever I see a
Oh, no, I
ruckus
was gonna
going on
say
in
funny.
the bathroom.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh, because he's like funny.
Go ahead.
What's up?
Enyo needs to know the name. She
His
just
name-
asked, who is this?
Name's Justin Scalvo, Chief of Security for Greenhouse Solutions. At least.
Scalvo is in the bathroom. Just announces that loudly to the rest of them.
Kevin just gives her a dirty look.
And we all funnel in, and we see basically Scalvo holding Kevin hostage, talking casually.
Well, he's like I said, he's loosened his grip, so there's some space between him and Kevin now, but he still has a
I'm
karambit in
assuming he
his
still
hand.
has Kevin between like him and us.
Yeah. He's kind of standing beside, and so in this standoffish sort of moment, he realizes that he's a bit outnumbered. He's just like, "Whoa, you brought friends."
Yeah, we are from the BSAA.
Yeah, I figured. Chauncey.
I finally make my way up to this situation. I reach a hand out.
He sheathes his karambit, shakes your hand. He's like, "Not gonna lie, y'all are a bit of a sight for sore eyes right now."
Yeah, bring him in for one of those like hand over the shoulder kind
yeah,
of like
pat
bring
the
in
shoulder.
hug kind of things. Yeah.
Enyo is
Holy
even
shit.
more confused.
Yeah, after he just bro hugs
Forget.
Chauncey.
I forget. Did
Is
The
Scalvo
G-
not the enemy?
you ever meet Scalvo?
Once.
I think so.
He patted you guys down the last time you came to make a deal with Emil.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, when I did my stealth mission.
That's
That was awesome.
So,
But,
can we trust you, Scalvo?
What kind of question is that?
Guys, calm down. He's not mystified.
Look, I don't... Can somebody just explain to me what in the world is going on right now?
Does he actually know? Does he actually not know what's going on?
Insight check.
Yeah.
Chauncey just tells him that we're here to kill Emil.
All right.
So just as plain as day.
Straight up.
Like I'm giving like soldier's honor to this guy.
Here's a mission. Minimum of 16.
Minimum 16? He seems genuine. You recognize that someone in his position must know a lot of things. But right now, he seems genuinely confused.
Mm-hmm. Someone kept you out of the loop.
All I know is...
How could you possibly not know what is going on?
don't know exactly what's going on. I'm just told to hold the line and defend this building right now. But can't say I like the way everything's been playing out. First we hear an outbreak down in Brunton, and we are forced to lock down and quarantine the island. And the next thing I know, everything goes downhill. And now there's this fog everywhere, and Emil is not communicating very well. All I know is my orders are to hold this line. And
You
it
do
has come under
realize-
attack.
We are currently rising up to the atmosphere, correct?
Yeah, I think I felt that too.
Chauncey. Okay.
Go on.
I was gonna say Chauncey kind of smirks at him and says, well, you can continue holding the line. We're gonna go ahead and go kill Emil.
Yeah, well, not gonna lie, I'm starting to think he might have it coming.
Yes, he does.
His leadership has been questionable, and I've made a lot of compromises working here. He's... not gonna lie, this seemed like a heck of an opportunity at first. Get to do what I do best. And be a chief, for once. But after the first couple of years, Emil started asking me to use some of my instructor experience to change our training regiment a little bit. Soon I started drilling loyalty and camaraderie into the private military, which was innocuous enough. But eventually that training escalated to devotion to the company and to Emil as its leader. Company's mission and internal rhetoric grew a bit extreme after that. I didn't necessarily feel comfortable with it, but I followed orders. Now I'm starting to
must
think
have
I must
been-
have made a mistake.
That must have
Scorpion's
been
gonna, like-
after- Sorry, go on.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. That must have been after Emil went off the deep end.
Yeah. I trusted him. I trusted him for a good long while. He seemed like a man of genuine character. Kind of guy I used to serve with.
You and I fell into the same trap, Scalvo.
Scorpion's gonna like lean back and look out of the hallway that we're in that goes to the bathroom and look back into the main hallway where there's that body. And he's gonna look back at it and say like, made quick work of him, I imagine.
Yeah, that was... I don't know what that was. But, yeah, we had a
You know,
squad of 3 attempt to breach this place. They held us under siege for a while, but we kept ourselves deep enough in the hall to force them to try and come to us. Stayed away from the windows, barricaded things up a bit.
You know what his specialty is?
No.
Counter-terrorism.
Kind of
You might want to rethink what side you're on.
1,000 yard stare off of that. Yeah. You said well, Chauncey, you are the BSAA. I've been told this whole time that we had BSAA clearance, approval, and oversight for all the viral experiments that had to go on in the basement.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Why wouldn't
Grimaces
you
at
call
that.
me and why wouldn't you call me and verify that yourself if you had your doubts?
Saw the paperwork. I thought I could. Oh, Emil. He showed me everything I needed to see to think it was on the up and up.
Can I check him with my Genesis to see if there's anything off about him?
All right.
Like,
So you just start scanning him in
Yeah,
the
just
middle of
kind
this
of like while we're
conversation.
talking, just like pew.
Wait, whoa, what is that?
I'm just checking around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you have that built into your visor now. So you've got your
Yeah.
thing down, and you're just. Yeah. On a scan with your devices and their combined capability, yeah, you do see that there is more to him that meets the eye. There is like non-visible heat signatures that are kind of radiating off of him.
I keep that to myself.
There's almost like a bit of a smoke that just kind of billows off. But that's not currently, when if you move your goggles back up, not currently in the visible spectrum.
I
How do we know this is actually Stalver?
We don't.
we're all here.
Exactly.
We all see him, right?
Yeah, all of you are seeing and hearing the same thing.
This is
No, but
Uh,
I mean, like,
well,
Well-
Chauncey, are we doing this in character or out of
Yeah,
character?
that's a fair
this
point.
is out character. If I'm
Oh,
in character,
okay.
I'm speaking.
Okay, yeah.
We know that anything we see can be an illusion or a construction.
Yeah.
We do know that much, yes. Kevin reaches out to just calmly pat Scalvo on the shoulder.
Give him a pat on the shoulder. Just kind of looks at you and just like,
You all right?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling a bit low right now.
And you're just kind of switching between dark vision and infrared.
Okay.
Just like, because with infrared she can like see the.
Yeah,
stuff
she
as
would
well,
see
right?
that same thing. Yeah, that Chauncey
Yeah.
just saw.
I do not trust him.
Oh, you're super quiet.
I do not trust him.
You saying this out loud to everybody?
Yes, she says it relatively quietly,
It's like
but
under her
she
breath.
still says it.
Chauncey kind of turns back towards Inyo and like winks at her and then looks back like in agreement kind of thing, but not trying to give out that he also doesn't trust this situation.
Oh.
And you know what a wink is?
Yeah, what does this motion mean?
I'm
We just watched this movie last night.
That you take a hot second to like process your database to look up what wink means.
Google.
According
What
to
does this
iRobot.
Look,
Well.
I know y'all don't have a lot of reason to trust me right now.
And here's kind of like pulling and releasing her fists.
Also,
Seems a little antsy.
what exactly is that thing?
That's the gun.
My name is Enyo.
Also the gun.
The gun has a name?
Yeah.
Have you met Chauncey?
At that, he's just like,
I am not just a gun.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the thing on my shoulder.
huh. Good to know what our taxpayers' dollars are doing.
Yeah, courtesy of Elliot Walker. The taxpayers didn't pay nothing for her. She's on her own.
Elliot probably stole tax dollars.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, no, I totally did not pay any taxes.
But that is not on my book.
If the IRS
but,
came after him first, the last arc would have ended a lot sooner.
But Chauncey kind of throws his arm over Scavo's shoulder, kind of like giving him like a hug, trying to draw him in, trying to walk him out of the bathroom.
All right.
And Eric's just giving him this glare as he's walking past. I am not your friend.
He side eyes you. He's just like, understood. Enyo, was it?
Yes.
Okay.
This poor
It
dude.
just seems very put, not necessarily put off, but just weirded out by this robot that he's interacting with. He's clearly never seen anything like it quite before. But Chauncey, you lead him out into the hall.
Is there anything I can ask this guy? Oh yeah. I'll make up a story about Raccoon City. Like, oh, this kind of reminds me of the time we were in Raccoon City. Fighting. I don't know. The
T-virus.
Yeah, the T-virus monsters.
Yeah, that was a heck of a time. Although,
That one tyrant thing.
yeah. Can't say, I know we were both there, but I don't think we quite met at that time yet.
Shit, these hallucinations have memories.
You say that out loud.
It is in my head.
That was where I met your old friend back there, though.
My old friend.
Well, Kev.
Yeah.
Him and that girl.
Shit, he does remember. All right. Can I? Why did you go into the bathroom for cover?
I was washing up, tending to my wounds.
Where'd you hide out here for cover? I kind of looking around, seeing if I see any kind of coverage.
And you could just set ourselves in some of the doorways. Peek out
Where's
when
the
need
rest of
be.
your team?
Most of them got taken out.
So if you got taken out, are you going to turn into one of these little puddles of dust?
Looks down at it and he's just like, it's possible, truth be told.
What'd he do to you?
The Greenhouse's private military have long used the performance-enhancing drugs that we produce here. I believe you're familiar with some of them. Dr. Johansson recalled some anecdotes of you being an early tester of some of his more powerful steroids. But soon the dosage shifted, and eventually it moved to a more virus-based solution, which seemed to greatly enhance us, and for longer periods. It's, for all intents and purposes, a lot more optimized. Like I said, I didn't feel entirely comfortable with it, but everything I was shown said it was on the up and up with the BSAA.
Absolutely not. Why would the BSAA authorize any use of biological weaponry? That's literally our goal. There is no paperwork to allow somebody to operate with biological weapons.
Yeah, I guess I should have seen through that.
The problem I have now is the fact that you're a biological weapon.
Yeah. So I am.
I just need to know where you land on this.
You see him shift for a moment, kind of furrow his brow at you, and just has a very stern look. He says, honestly, right now, I'm just a little pissed off. I feel like I've been used. And I don't like that. My entire life I've been following orders, protecting the men next to me. Now I realize that the men next to me have been radicalized into a view I don't quite share. And at any point in that process, I could have said something.
Yeah, you could have. We all make mistakes. I was lied to once before, too. If it came down to it, would you protect him?
Emil?
Yeah.
After everything that's happened here, all the innocence that must have been lost in Brunton, it's hard to justify that man anymore.
He plans on releasing the virus out on the world.
You know that?
I know that. I found the facility. He told me himself.
Is that what this has all been leading towards, then? Everything he's had me do.
I've had you home in the BSAA for years. You fight with us, it's still open. You fight against us, that option's no longer open.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Please, please.
Oh, dang, I should have intimidated him, told him he has to join. Should have went to my old days. All right, so with advantage. Oh, it's just a base roll, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
please, oh, please, oh, please.
The 12.
He shifts a bit. Not hostile to you right now, so you have that in your favor. You see his mind seems to go through a range of emotions. He can't even look at you right now. He just says, I'll have to think on that offer. But right now, in this moment, in this place, I want to close this account. And I need atonement. And you see him swing the sling around from his side, and he's holding this G36 assault rifle. And he just says, my gun's yours.
With my arm still over his shoulder, kind of draw him in. I knew you'd look at it a different way. Kind of smirks at him.
Well, our paths have crossed quite a bit, but not gonna lie, this is gonna be a little interesting to see the legend in action. Don't know if I ever seen you go into combat yet, if that's what it comes down to. Although be warned, if he kind of looks at his own hand, now you see a bit of visible smoke kind of curl off of it as a moment, for a moment. This is what he gave me. Shudder to think of what he might be doing to himself without telling us. He's never shown too many signs, but again, who's to say if this is what just his private security gets?
Scorpion's gonna like fiddle with some stuff on his watch and just like, you haven't the slightest what he's done to himself. And he's gonna activate the projector that he has on his watch and play the video of the security camera.
Oh, the one of Katara's laboratory.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That footage replays before Scalvo's eyes. And by the time it ends and cuts to static, his eyes are just wide at what he's just witnessed. He takes a minute before he even says anything afterwards. It's just silence. Before that settles it then. I didn't know who he was. I never did.
I trusted him before, too.
All right, then. Guess we're in accord. Checks the rounds in his magazine.
You got any more of those?
I'm waiting for it.
We all knew it was coming.
I wanted to investigate his pockets, but I'm just gonna boldly ask him, be like, "You got any more of those?"
My offices are on the second floor. There's an armory up there.
Chauncey starts walking. doesn't even like okay. It's just like, yep, all right. Mission
Mission updated.
Mission over, we're done.
Get to the armory. Get ammo. Go home.
VIP secured.
All right. Y'all start walking.
Yep.
You just heading straight for the elevator then, or are you gonna explore any of these other rooms?
He turns back around. He goes, "Well, what else is going on in this building?" Like, starts just drilling them on what the other doors might lead to.
What we need to worry about coming up again.
He kind of points to the left. He's just like, oh yeah, those bathrooms, conference rooms. Points to the right. It's the break room, offices, cubicles. I almost never come down here.
Do you have any more men waiting?
The ones who didn't die got called over the comms to different assignments. I'm about the last person standing here. From what I understand, it's just me and Emil in this building. He retreated to his office at the onset of all of this. Hasn't come out since.
I'm afraid you're mistaken. I'm pretty sure Emil's all over this island.
Emil is in this building.
Well, last I heard, I haven't seen him leave. Like I said, he went into his office. Was the last I saw of him. And that was days ago, at the start of the outbreak, right when we started quarantining. I don't know if he's got a secret snack stash up there that I don't know about, but he's been there for a while. Well, what do you mean he's all over this island? Surely. No.
Didn't you realize? Well,
Can I grab his hand as well while Kevin's talking, just to kind of hold up for the smoke running off of it? I'll let Kevin continue.
well, okay, you didn't realize because you sound like you were uncertain about everything. But that fog, that is Emil.
Oh man. I knew I should have paid more attention to the science briefs. So, he could
basically
be anywhere.
stopped
And everywhere. Probably listening to us right now.
That explains a lot of things.
You can assume the element of surprise won't be with us. But that's why we brought Chauncey.
That's why we brought in you.
Yeah.
I was coming one way or the other.
Hmm.
Are we going to head up to the second floors?
I was thinking actually of asking you to do me a favor,
Hmm.
Mr. Scorpion. Last time we didn't check under doors. The fog came after us. At least taking a peek.
Yeah.
Kevin was gonna head to the break room anyway, so that
Mhm.
works.
Yeah, a bunch
You
of
can- yeah, you can
tables
just,
and
do a
snacks.
quick round and check under all the doors.
Okay, you check under all the doors. Quick search, and with your minimum perception and investigation, I would say it's well enough that you could tell that this is all secure. It doesn't look like there's anything of interest in there. No other
Yep.
bodies, no other movement.
Clear. I'm going to head into the cubicles, actually, as well.
Okay, you head into the offices. A number of cubicles with desks and computers and paperwork all shuffled around.
Mm-hmm. Checking to see if there's any more. Basically looking for any more files.
Okay. I'll say with a thorough investigation here, again with your minimum investigation,
Yeah.
you'd be able to turn it over within a few minutes and realize there's not much of import here. Lots of logistics, supply line stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing that interests you, except maybe from a business perspective, but nothing of immediate concern.
Yeah. All right, he's gonna swipe a lollipop off of somebody's desk and walk out.
All right, you swipe that pink lollipop.
Crush it in his metal jaw.
You have another one of those?
But you bought the whole cup.
Poor secretary's not gonna have no candy.
I think that's the least of our problems.
Takes a Jolly Rancher out of the bowl.
And your stare's confused.
You got a mouth. Try one of these. Throw some
The only human component in me is my brain and my spine. I cannot consume food.
I didn't say you had to consume it. Just put it in your mouth. You'll enjoy it. That's a weird way to say it, but yeah. Sorry, I am getting text. Takes Jolly Rancher, walks away. That's all I'm doing. Enough said.
All right.
Anything in the break room?
Yeah.
Vending machines.
Hmm.
They're running a bit low on supply, seeing as they've been stuck here for a little while, but still some stuff left.
Okay. And is there anything useful in here?
Searching it a bit, well, first off, the coffee isn't ready in this one, but there is like a one kind of powdered green herb packet amidst the cream and sugar.
Yeah, so right next to like the cream and sugar and green herb.
Green herb packets.
There's a salt shaker and a pepper shaker and a green herb shaker.
Yeah. If you're into that kind of tea or those kind of fancy coffees.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This guy likes to make tea.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Emil's herb tea.
Did it say that on the
Was
packet?
that a product that he made?
Mills Green Herb.
It is totally a product that Greenhouse Solutions must have rolled out at some point.
I stomp on it.
You don't recall seeing the commercials, but you see the logo and you're just like, that checks out.
Kevin's just gonna take one of those packets and stuff it into his pocket.
All right, add a green herb to your inventory.
Right.
I see an empty wrapper. I stomp on that one. Somebody drank some green tea.
Do they have different variants? Like one's a red herb tea.
Oh,
one's a
yeah,
yellow
totally.
herb tea.
The red herb tea is the premium one.
Yeah,
That's like
some of them are more
pre-workout.
expensive. Yeah.
It's the yellow tea that you got to worry about.
Yeah.
All right, so what's your
Honey
next
and
move?
and yellow herb.
I will. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say Kevin leaves the break room. And
All
he
right.
heads back.
And back out in the hall,
Mhm.
No,
Scoundrels
man,
just
toward the
kinda-
elevator.
standing guard. All right, everybody starts making their way towards the elevator. Everybody shuffles back out. Chauncey, you kind of linger a moment to knock over a trash bin and stomp on some of the tea packs. You turn back and you realize everybody's gone out of the break room, and you're like, oh, I better catch up. As you're on your way, though, you just hear from behind you, Chauncey.
Yeah.
You whip around as you just kind of casually yell, yeah, and you see Emil walking towards you in this room. And he just moves his hands, and you are shoved against a nearby wall and pinned into it, leaving these sort of cracks along the brick in your back. And you feel yourself pinned there by this immeasurable force. And he's just walking up to you, slowly, and just says, "You are quite thick-headed. If you can't be convinced, then I'll just have to take care of you."
I kind of lift my chin up and like, go ahead.
Yeah. You'll get yours soon enough. And he just pulls you onto the ground, full force, as if gravity just multiplied on you, and you just splatter face first onto the floor. Everybody hears a bit of commotion going on in the break room.
Run.
Kevin.
And he runs.
Is over there.
All right. Everybody rushes back into the break room, and as you barge in, you find Chauncey collapsed in a heap on the floor.
No
Crack
one
on the wall
inside?
and everything.
Doesn't seem like anybody else is here, and you do see the cracks on the wall, though.
Can I pick myself up off the ground, grab like the nearest chair, and chuck it in the direction I'd last seen Emil?
All right, you chuck that chair in that direction. I will say you take 8 points of cerebral damage.
I don't know, my brains.
Yeah, 3 points of madness, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The scorpion's just like, man, Emil's fucking you guys up.
Kevin just nods slowly. Yep.
Chauncey doesn't agree. He just kind of rubs at his eye in pain.
I will say, actually, as you when you grab that chair to throw as well, it's worth noting, I mentioned everybody else comes in, doesn't see anybody else, but does see the cracks in the wall, and did hear all of that commotion. However, for you, Chauncey, Emil's still standing there when you grab that chair.
Okay, so I do throw it.
Yeah, so you throw it
at him.
directly at him. And
Can I start to also bull rush as well?
all right, you throw it directly at him. It, as far as your appearance goes, almost like a glitchy video game. It just kind of clips through him, and the chair clatters across the floor. But you begin to bull rush him.
I was gonna ask if anyone was standing behind Emil.
Not on that side of the room. You all are coming in,
Okay.
kind of facing the front from the other direction.
I didn't want any of us to be hit by a chair.
Get chaired. Take a seat.
What do you
Can I
do
do
as
like
you
a-
rush him?
A really cool like Superman pose. or superhero pose. I want to kind of like rocket boot and then slam like on the ground where he's standing.
All
like,
right.
Act like I'm trying to fight his ghost.
So you rocket into the air as much as the height of this room will allow, and get a running start, and then just Superman punch downwards, trying to drive him into the ground. As you do, the image of Emil does seem to react as he just allows himself to be driven into the ground, and you pin him into the floor, leaving a few cracks in it yourself. The rest of you just see him punch into the ground, but to your perspective, you've pinned Emil to the floor, and he's just looking at you in the eyes, reacting, but not wincing and not displaying any sign of discomfort or pain. And he just looks right at you and says, "You're pathetic, Chauncey. Nothing but a brute who has only force to offer."
And
Kevin- Kevin just looks over at Scorpion. He's like, I don't know what's going on.
Just give
Chauncey-
him time.
Chauncey begins to like yell intimidating kind of words at him. Just, no, I'm coming for you. I don't care if you're here now or if you're here later. I'm here for you, and I won't stop until you're dead.
And yours has an infrared on. Can she see anything?
No. There's nothing in this room. Besides all of you. Scalvo begins walking up, and as you're yelling these things at the floor, he kind of understands what's going on. It kind of starts to grab you by your shoulder and pull you away, just holding you back, just like, hey, come on. It's nothing. There's nothing there.
Can I like reactively like throw my arm to try to throw him off of me and then continue to like pummel the ground?
All right, you shove him off, and he, from your force, not expecting that much resistance, slams against one of the soda vending machines, and you continue just, and the rest of you see him kicking up chipped floor and linoleum and tile or whatever this material is that forms this sort of green floor to this break room. He just starts chipping that material away as he drives his knuckles into the ground over and over and over again. But to you, Chauncey, you are striking Emil right against his face, punch after punch, and he just, but still has that same cold, stern look on his face.
Johnson.
As I continue to punch the ground, like almost foaming at the mouth, I'm screaming that I'm going to end you. And that's all I keep repeating at every couple swings to the ground. Any smirk, any kind of reaction that I do get from him, that's usually whenever I'll call that out.
Yeah. And he continues, again, that stone cold face. Nothing so much as a wince of pain. And it just drives even more fury into your blows until eventually you just hear echoing around you this as you drive down one final strike before, and as you kind of steel yourself from your fervor, you lift your fist up and you see Archaea lying on the ground underneath you.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
Like full dead body, kind of like I just beat the piss out of her in a sense, or
Yeah.
So being that I was like in a ground and pound kind of stance, I kind of just like leaned back, kind of like the Mist movie, where at the very end, that guttural scream that dude does, kind of same just comes out of me, out of Chauncey, and then just almost weeping in tears of fury, in a sense.
So at this point, Kevin is gonna walk right up to him, grab hold of him, and slap him hard across the face.
As Chauncey echoes that cry
Can
throughout
I-
this space, Kevin approaches.
Oh, okay.
They give him a solid slap. What's
Yes.
Enyo doing?
I was gonna have Enyo stop him, and then she slap him instead because she has a high strength.
Still, Kevin gets his move off first. But you
Just take turns slapping him.
Can I grapple Kevin by the throat?
Oh,
this grapple check, athletics from Chauncey, athletics or acrobatics from Kevin.
I'm glad I caught that part because for a second there I didn't hear anything.
You said athletics?
Yeah.
Athletics and acrobatics. Got it.
Yeah, whichever one's higher for Kevin, but athletics for Chauncey.
Okay.
Oof.
Ooh.
So Chauncey has you by the throat.
But
Wait, me?
yeah,
You rolled a
grabbed you.
27.
You slapped
Ugh.
me in the face. I reacted to it.
Oh, great.
Okay, so once I grapple Kevin and I like dart snap like my neck towards his direction to realize who I'm grabbing. What do I see? Do I see Kevin?
You do see Kevin. And looking back where you just came from, you see the damaged flooring where you're striking, but you see nothing else.
Let's see.
You can see Kevin would be able to see like the tears rolling out of Chauncey's eyes. And
What did you see?
I seen her.
He played a trick on you, didn't he?
No, he got his ass beat. And I loosened my grip from your throat and kind of like reel you in almost like a hug and said, I'm sorry I killed her.
You didn't kill her.
Do you know who he's talking? I don't know if he mentioned it was Archaea yet. Did he?
I did not mention it was Archaea, but there's like a,
I think, yeah,
you
there's
can kind of tell, yeah, from that moment between the
Okay.
two of them that they know who it was.
Of course,
Okay.
because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
had
yeah.
the same loss.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it kind of brings you in for like a hug almost, and just
Kevin
can't
reciprocates.
apologize.
You have nothing to be sorry about.
Gotta kill that son of a bitch.
The two of us will do it together.
Chauncey stands up at this point and kind of turns towards everybody else and dusts himself off. Checks his knuckles,
your knuckles are red.
just kind of clenching his fists back and forth to make sure all the fingers are still working properly.
I'll say from all that, you take 1 bludgeoning damage. It's included with the slap on top. It all kind of amounts to a little bit.
That's okay, because I did have an odd number and it was bugging me. But yes, collecting himself, gathering his thoughts, just the pain behind his eye, just keeps rubbing at his eye and apologizes. I'm sorry. He got the best of me. And just kind of puts his head down a little bit, walks out the door, not kicking the door, not pushing the door with his hand, just kind of walking through the door kind of thing, like body nudging the door open.
Mm-hmm. You nudge that door open out into the hall. The rest of you follow suit. Scalvo, it looks shaken by the whole experience, still kind of reeling off of that vending machine he just bounced from. Just like, says to Kevin as Kevin's on his way out. Don't know if I ever seen Director Clancy that raw.
Honestly, that's the rawest I've seen him too. I'm just as surprised as you.
Both of you. Oh, are you gonna say something?
Do you know what Emil did, Scavo? That makes us so angry.
Shakes
Did
his
you hear
head.
about it? Do you remember Archaea?
How could I forget? You're the only two I was able to save in that dreaded city.
I trusted Emil. He was like a father to her. Next to Chauncey. And he killed her.
He killed
And
Archaea.
handed her. He killed her and then he handed her corpse off to Walker. must have happened a couple of years after I worked with him.
What kind of secrets was this man holding?
If there's any others, I'm sure we'll find them.
And the rest of you shuffle your way outside, Scalvo following behind you, Kevin, as you leave. And as he exits the door out into the hallway, he's greeted by this ghoulish face of the Alshipe clone that's right outside in the hallway. And he's just like, whoa! Then he draws his rifle and levels it at the clone that is standing in front of him.
Hey, she's with me. She's with me.
What's with the jump scare?
Sorry, she does that. She just tends to just stand there and follow me around.
What is that thing?
He points to her chest at the P30 device.
A what?
So you see that thing on her chest?
Yeah? Little glowing doohickey?
So she was basically, that thing is like a feral clone of Katara. You remember Katara?
That's the girl you just saw get exploded.
Oh, yeah. That
Yeah.
woman in the
Feral
lab.
clone. Basically, I managed to plant that device on her. It controls its mind. So yeah.
I guess that's not the weirdest thing that's going on right now. Okay. Just
No, it's
tried
they're
to
saying-
tell it to not surprise me like that anymore.
He turns to the clone and he says, try not to try to be careful around him and try not to scare us.
It wipes this bit of ichor-like drool that's coming off of its mouth.
Good enough. Let's go.
So y'all funnel into the elevator, take the elevator up to the second floor. It's a very brief trek, and it opens to a hallway, almost kind of symmetrical to the one on the first floor, or kind of a mirror of it. And on that second floor, you see on the left-hand side, a couple of doors. On the right-hand side, 2 doors as well. The one closest to you, it has a much more solid door that looks to be security reinforced, highly fortified material. That one has a card reader next to it. Scalvo leads the way to it, pulls a key card off of his waist and says, "Yeah, this is what you're looking for." Beep. And lets go of the card and it just zips back to his waist.
Is this a key card level 3?
There does look to be a 3 on the card reader that he just swiped.
Yeah.
It opens, he swings the door open, and you see a banquet.
Is this fake or real?
All you can eat, not quite, but it is a solid amount of ammunition laid out in boxes. A lot of it seems to have been cleared out from what security forces were holding the line here, but what remains are, well, I guess let me know what ammo you're looking for, and I'll tell you how much of it is there.
You really want this? All right, but mainly the 5.56 NATO.
Excuse me. Look into that one. You find 60 rounds of 5.56.
Grabs it,
Like-
loads it right into the Gatling gun.
So what? 2 rounds?
Yeah, two rounds of attacks.
combat?
Yeah, that's 2 rounds of combat. Yes. So I grab that. Do I see any 12 gauge?
You do find 10 12 gauge shells.
Okay. I'm only gonna take 9 because that tops off my stack. What about some Magnum rounds? We got 44 and
Yeah.
357. Those are also
Yes.
necessary.
So
I
44,
also require 44.
44, there are 6 44 rounds and 6 357 rounds.
How many 7.62s we got?
3 each?
You got 10 for 7.62s.
I have plenty of
Chance,
ammo.
you want to go 3 each?
Yeah, because you two are splitting the 44, right?
No, you can go ahead and take them.
Ooh.
I'll ask for them later.
Yeah,
I hopefully only need 6 at some point.
I do
But,
have a decent amount left if you want to take like 5. Because I just put the one that I was missing in my ammo and I still have 10 in my inventory.
Yeah, I'll take the 5 then and just load up my my Magnum. And then you said there were 6 357 as well.
Yeah, 6 on 357.
Okay, I'll have to look later how much is in a stack, but I'll just take the 6.
Okay. Well, I believe Kevin, is he the only one that has a 357 Magnum at this point?
I think
Yeah,
at
he
this
still
point-
has my Rhino. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I can at least take it and put it in my bandolier in case he doesn't decide to use it anymore.
Are there? Oh, speaking of, well, first things first. Kevin is gonna reload his rifle and his Magnum. And are there any guns here?
Don't seem to be any firearms remaining.
Okay.
All right, so Chauncey has all the 357, most of the shotgun shells, all the 556. Did Kevin take all the 762?
He did, yes.
Okay. Scorpion didn't. You said you had
I've
plenty.
got plenty. I still have like 3 stacks.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, it's just one gun.
Yeah, it's one gun and it shoots 1 time per round. I haven't even had to reload it in any of the combats yet. we haven't gone more than 3 rounds.
oh yeah.
It has a 3-round magazine, and every time, like, I can reload it on a bonus action, but I haven't had to.
Is there anything else around, like any kind of special gloves or any kind of helmets or anything like that around?
Nah, it seems to have been cleared out as far as weapons and gear. You reckon?
Okay.
In fact, Scavo kind of explains, it's like, yeah, a lot of the security forces and private military here has been clearing this place out. We've definitely had to arm ourselves well for everything we've encountered so far.
Okay. That makes sense.
Chauncey, you hear a crackling on the radio as, again, you hear the pilot coming into you. He goes, Bambi to Director Clancy, I got eyes on the island.
kind of thinks to himself for a second before replying. What do I see amongst the looks on everybody's faces? Because they all hear that too, correct?
Hmm.
What do you guys think?
What do you
A
mean?
bombing one would be nice if we fail.
Because he's about to disperse this stuff. We can destroy this stuff.
If we fail, we can at least make it so that he doesn't completely win.
I say over the radio, the hold position, keep track of the island, and I'll be back with you.
Copy that, sir. Circling until you give further orders. Standing by. Over now.
I look at Scalvo and say, I hope you got your big boy pants on, because we gotta end this soon.
Yeah. I think I'm ready.
Where's his office?
3rd floor. It's the only thing up there.
What's in that room across the hall?
Here on this floor, we got some more security offices, surveillance feeds, things like that. Again, this floor is all my security department's domain.
Is there anything we need from there?
More bullets. A lot more bullets.
Enyo, perception check.
No, why me? Perception. Okay, that's okay. Ugh.
Wow.
No.
So, yeah, natural 20. With that, you're kind of standing off to the side as this logistical discussion is transpiring. And so, because of the fact that you're not actively engaged in this conversation, you have a moment to kind of sit and observe. And so you notice visually as the armory door has been kind of swung open, some movement pass by in front of that door.
India chases after it.
You pistons firing and pneumatic pumps sounding that air as you run out into the hall, chasing immediately and coming out into the hall. You notice Enyo run out, that's for sure. But as you go out into that hall, you see standing at the end of it, staring back at you, silhouetted against the window, Elliot Walker once again.
It's kind of like following her momentum, like from running out. She continues running and charges towards him.
Okay, you charge towards him. What are you looking to do as you charge him?
I won't let you escape again. And she goes for a swing.
All right, you lunge after him, and as your fist is about to connect, he just hard cut disappears, and you punch a hole straight through the window, broken glass clattering outwards, out into the fog and disappearing into the fog below. And you hear a voice behind you after just punching that hole. How crude, Enyo. I expected more from you.
She swings her head towards the direction of his voice.
He's now at the other end of the hall, hands clasped behind his back, standing sort of by where the armory door would be.
Oh boy.
Very disappointing.
She doesn't respond. It just charges towards him and tries to swing again.
You charge forward, swing again, and just again, hard cut. And in that sort of that blink, that hard cut disappearing, he immediately reappears close to the elevator doors. Just a bit more distance in front of you. And you hear his voice behind you when it comes next. As he says, I guess that's all I can expect from a pile of scrap metal. I designed you to destroy my enemies. You are not fulfilling your purpose. Turning around, you see another walker circling behind you. Turning around, another and another, and there are just a dozen of them walking all up and down this hall. One of them just all in the same pose, that haughty, holier-than-thou, hands clasped behind the back sort of position that he often defaulted to. One of them even just walking casually in that stature along the ceiling, hanging upside down.
I choose my own orders. I am protecting my friends. She punches the wall out of, like, frustration. Ah!
Impact.
And then she
Solid metal.
starts swinging. She starts swinging at just any Elliot she can get close to.
Every time you swing at one, just hard cuts into obscurity, each one disappearing one by one as you strike and lash out. And still the voice goes on in the background from what one that might remain as you pick them off one by one. Really ought to be scrapped. Clearly malfunctioning, thinking these are its friends.
I am not malfunctioning.
Just one by one, you pick off each of these walkers until only the one hanging from the ceiling remains a fair distance away on the other side of the hall. Shaking its head at you, he just says, a glitch. A freak of code. Nothing more. If only I had more time to perfect the Enyo model. All I needed was more time. You are one of my favorite projects.
I am not your project.
Then what are you?
I am not your tool anymore! And she fires her magnum at the ceiling.
The form disappears. This one, instead of a hard cut, more of a fade. As the round ricochets off a couple of walls.
And we hear this going on?
You certainly heard the bang of the fist driving into the wall, as well as the gunshot that came shortly thereafter.
I mean, you want to approach that?
Chauncey approaches that. Kind
It's
of
just this, like, labored mechanic breathing sound. It almost just sounds like static.
You're still in.
Yeah, you are still in character.
No, there's just this labored breathing sound. It almost sounds like static.
I just approach. That's all I do. Waiting to see what the next action is.
I think we're all kind of huddled there on the outside of the armory door.
Let Chelsea handle it.
You see the bullet hole in the ceiling, a bit of debris slips out from it. And on the wall beside the armory, you just see a hole from where her fist drove. Straight into the concrete.
It was Walker again, wasn't it?
She stays silent. She kind of does like a small nod with an acknowledgement, though.
We killed him. Remember that.
I know.
I know it's tough. Try to save that ammo for a meal. Save that anger for a meal. He's the one giving you these visions. I know. I got carried away earlier too.
I apologize.
Don't. I understand. This is new to me too. The sooner we end this, the sooner we don't have to worry about it ever happening again.
This whole time, she was like facing like her back towards him, because like he probably came up with on her from behind.
Yeah.
She turns and faces him. We must find Emil.
Rumor has it he's upstairs. You ready? Kind of
Yes.
smirking at her.
I've been ready. I don't think I've ever been so ready.
Make you a deal. You can have the first shot as long as I get the last.
Understood. And she does. Okay. One of her LEDs flickers on and off, or off and on.
She Googled it. Yes. With that being said, I'd turn to the rest of the group and start spinning up the gap. Let's go.
Scott was just like, whoa, where'd that come from? You have that in your
It's been
pocket the whole time?
Hanging in my arms most of the time. Just been here. I had it in my back pocket. Sorry.
Just pull out of his inventory.
Pick up all my bullets that I dropped on the
Got
ground.
like a little bag of holding.
The Scorpion's already waiting. Was it by the elevator?
Yeah,
Or
the
stairs.
elevator's
Yeah.
the only way. It's quite a modern facility. Doesn't seem to be stairs built into this place.
You gotta have stairs. That's a fire exit.
I think after breaking so many laws.
Yeah, it seems like there's he's definitely thrown OSHA out the window.
They don't use steps whenever they can just mist down through floors.
I guess that's fair.
So the elevator's down. Oh, I missed. I guess.
I guess.
I'll just jump.
Cool breeze
All right, so-
wafts through the hall from the shattered window.
As everyone's approaching, he's just gonna queue up the elevator.
All right. Dings.
If I look at Scalvo, does he look like he's packing a lot of bullets?
He's got an assault rifle, got a handgun at his hip. He has some spare magazines, it looks like.
Okay. I just tell him, check mags. Make sure you're good.
Yeah, I did that downstairs. I think I'm good to go.
Okay. I do eyeball him up though, subconsciously, in case I need bullets. I also repeat that to everybody else. Everybody mag up if we're going up. This is where the fight starts.
checking make sure there's one in the chamber, 3 in the magazine.
And you reloads the bullet that she lost.
And as you all do your ammo check, you hear ding. Elevator doors are open.
Going up.
You take the elevator up. Doors close. And the floor begins to rise. Brief moment. It shudders for a second. The lights flicker. Go completely black. For 1 second. 2. 4. Going back on as you go up the rest of the way.
We are in a coffin.
Do you hear
Soon.
any like ambient elevator music playing?
Actually, it is dead silent. Just the ambience of the machinery and the pulleys lifting this elevator upwards.
Out of character, I feel like elevator music would at the same time offer some like it would be an interesting contrast.
Well, Chauncey's gonna play his own elevator music as we start to approach the next floor. He's gonna spin up that gat just in case.
Scalvo checks his watch. Past midnight. Been a long evening. The doors open. Ding, to a long hallway. It's a sleek hall as well. Bright white shines from it with a kind of royal elegance, as if leading to a throne room. At the end of the hall is a pair of sliding steel double doors with a card reader, the number 3 on it. All that's here. One long hall leading to the door.
Do we have number 3?
Yeah, we do.
Scalvo does. That's what he used to get into the armory.
While we're moving up, can I pick that off his pocket?
You want to pick the level 2 out of my pocket too?
No,
Because
the
I'll
3.
allow it. I know. I'm just saying, like, to swap them out.
I will say that'll be a dexterity check for you. It is not going to be easy because of the apparatus that he has, because I did describe earlier that was one of those zip ones.
Yep. Straight dexterity. It's a minimum of 21.
Oh, gee.
I think while we're like in the elevator, Scorpion gives an eye to Chauncey and like motions with his eyes down to his card that he has. And yeah, he's gonna palm that card that he has.
Okay, so you palm the level 2,
Yeah.
and you're going to attempt a switcheroo. So you're attempting.
switcheroo.
So you're not pulling off his little cable. You're attempting to unclip the one card and replace it with another.
Yeah.
100%. Best idea ever.
All right, well, let's roll it.
Using my my spy gadgets, of which I have numerous.
Be perfect if it happens whenever the lights flicker and I start
Yeah.
the Gatling gun as well. Can I assist by making the noise with the Gatling gun?
That's true. Could I have done it when the
That's
when
fair.
the lights go out? I have blind sight.
That's true. That would be an opportunity for you. Yeah, I would say I would allow it. Advantage.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. I was just doing that for flavor.
Yeah, right.
With that one, with
So was I.
Chauncey deliberately trying to help you once he catches on to what
Gotcha,
you're doing
gotcha.
with the revving of the engine.
The
Ooh,
old
you need it.
It's a minimum of 21.
How do you get it to say something before?
I have it as part of my thing. It was like just a thing.
Oh, I just saw.
Just-
Yeah,
You just have all these macros saved. Is like one time I'm gonna use this old switcheroo.
No, I
It's just
can
there.
write in.
You can
I
type it
write in
out.
anything I want for the. Yeah,
Yeah, every time
It gives-
every time he does the roll,
and
he
it
can type
prompts.
something in.
I have it prompted to ask me what the roll is for, and then it just adds that as like. a
Yeah,
thing.
flavor text,
Okay.
custom
That's
flavor
awesome.
text. So 21, you go for the card in the darkness, and you feel that bit of tension as you pull on the wire that's kind of trying to reel itself in. You attempt to one-handedly unclip the one, and with the palm's card, move it into place in one smooth motion.
Mhm.
But it seems that bit of tension is enough to be a giveaway, as your grip is broken by a forearm, and Scalvo's just instinctively reaches out and kind of pins you against the wall, and then the lights kick back on. He's just like, what was that?
I still have the card, right?
The level 3 or the...
Level 3. I got it off, but I couldn't switch.
Yeah, I would say so.
I trust you. Only so far as I'm going to have to kill you after this.
Is that right?
That's unfortunate. But we can't know how much Emil has control over you. And he's going to slip through, or attempt to at least.
Backflip.
I'll say acrobatics check then.
Yeah, because I can do it on a bonus action. I'm nimble.
Because he is contesting this.
Yes. Less actually. I'm gonna give myself like disadvantage on this because he's not doing it like serious. He's just gonna like try
Right.
to like. Yeah.
But I think you
Right.
have advantage anyway, right? So you would be at a straight roll if you give yourself
I guess
disadvantage.
that's true. Yeah.
So straight rolls.
This is acrobatics. It's also minimum of 21. Which
In that case,
I would
yeah,
have
yeah,
wanted.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you're good.
I'm just shrugging him off, but like
Yeah,
not
you
with strength. I'm just slipping
slip
out.
out of his grip.
Just real quick, I have to get going soon.
Yeah.
And he draws his handgun.
Be careful there. We're on the same team for now.
Am I going to have to
Oh, I
fight for my
forgot to
life
mention-
afterwards?
No.
Who are you anyway?
Don't-
I'm the cleanup crew after.
You're
I
not
will
BSAA.
specify- Oh, never mind.
No, but maybe you could have been working for us if had things gone different.
I'm going to do this, but I don't want to be looking over my shoulder.
You don't have to. I'll let you know if it's coming. I at least owe you that.
Persuasion check.
Deception?
All right, deception check.
In other words, he's lying. He's not gonna let him know. I see how it is. Chauncey believes this.
Deception is a minimum of 15.
Let's roll it anyway.
Or a minimum of 21.
Nope.
Because it's 15 is my modifier.
Well, a minimum of 25 then, if the 15 is your modifier.
Yeah. Wait, what did I say?
You said 21.
You said 21.
Oh, it's at 25, yeah. Minimum of 25, 15 is modifier.
So was the old switcheroo also a minimum 25?
25 it is.
25.
25.
Full switcheroo was minimum of 21. That's what.
Oh,
that was.
okay.
He lowers his firearm, brings his rifle back up to ready, and says, "All right then." And you all, that's when the doors open to that long white hallway. And you all proceed step by step forward. Approaching that door at the end of the hall. And that's going to be where we end tonight's episode.
All right.
Meal next week, maybe, probably.
If you can make it to the end of this hall.
All we have to do is survive this hallway.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah. Well, there was more I was considering throwing in there, but I think I think it'd be a better opener for next time.
Yeah.
So, this was fresh. I knew we were limited on time, but didn't entirely expect this to end up being a pure RP session before the final
nice.
the final
No battles.
explosive finale. Yeah.
Like this was like the culmination of everybody's like madness and everything that's happening, and like, just like Scalvo's here.
The calm before the storm.
Yeah. Kind of get some one last bit of character driven roleplay interaction. Because I'm gonna be frank, I'm gonna give you guys this in advance. It's probably gonna be non-stop action from here on out.
Mm-hmm. Doors open,
Alrighty.
you just start getting shot at.
Whew.
You mean doors open? We're just gonna start shooting.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I'm excited. That was some good roleplay though today, guys. You guys were
It's coming
on
up.
it.
Yeah,
I think it was necessary.
Yeah, everyone was on it tonight.
Yeah.
This was like the narrative build up, coming into the action build up we're about to have.
Yeah. Calm before the storm. All right. Next week, we return with part 6. Until then, thank you all very much for watching. We'll see y'all next time. Peace. Squared. Have a good night. God bless.
Good night, sweet dreams, all the good things. Almost forgot to do my outro.
Good night.